Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook. I am guilty as charged. I was sitting here minding my own business, prepping the news, and then all of a sudden I looked up at the clock, and the clock said 10:33. Oh, shit, but here we are. Everything's good. I am feeling great. Thank you very much for the question, Betsy Ann. Things are good. We have so much news today, and half of the news are really freaky. I was not anticipating that we were going to have a freaky news day, but it's freaky. So we're going to talk about freaky news. We're going to talk about all kinds of interesting things. As usual, if you have an important comment to share, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. And if you are new to the live broadcast, we would love to give you a nice welcome, and we can do that by having you write the capital letter N at the beginning of your comment. No Dora today. I didn't have a chance to pick a Dora for today, but maybe we'll have a Dora tomorrow. Let us get started with the news. Let me just clear my throat really quickly. Okay, that's good. So, earlier this week, we told you about how Governor-elect Pablo Lemus submitted 4 pivotal projects to the federal government for consideration in next year's federal budget. Lemus has now reached out, well, he's followed suit by reaching out to all the municipalities in the state of Jalisco. He is having meetings with all 125 mayors in the state, asking each one of the state mayors to select 2 pivotal projects per municipality to be considered in the state's budget for next year. This is awesome. I mean, I never heard of a governor doing this before. For all I know, this is done, but I'm just glad that it is being reported. And of course, I'm sure you are as curious as I am as to what 2 projects Puerto Vallarta might submit or might consider pivotal. And the answer to that is, I really don't know. But, you know, if we have a follow-up on this, I will be very curious about it, and I will be happy to report back. Now, this is not freaky, it doesn't affect us, but it is sad, and I thought you would want to know. One of the main concerns when the project of the new Guadalajara highway was announced, and I mean concerns by environmentalists, is that the highway goes through the Vallejo Sierra, where there is an abundance of wild animals, including the endangered jaguar. So authorities built tunnels under the highway and special bridges over it all through the route so that wildlife can cross the highway unharmed. And where this was not possible, special wire mesh was installed. However, the bad news is that now environmental authorities are concerned that the wire mesh is being stolen, endangering wildlife. This article that I'm referencing today tells the story of a particular specimen. The name is Gris or Gray. And this particular jaguar is tagged with a GPS sensor, and he or she, it lives in constant danger due to its proximity to the highway. And I found it sad and interesting to know that conservationists, people in charge of endangered animals keep such close tabs on the specimens. I thought you would appreciate knowing this. Then, of course, a few days ago, we touched base on the judiciary reform that President Lopez Obrador wishes to introduce, requiring judges to be elected, not selected. This news prompted a strike from Mexico's judiciary and also unsavory comments from the U.S. and Canadian ambassadors in our country. Now we learn that Mexico's Supreme Court has joined the ongoing judiciary strike in solidarity. The Supreme Court will only attend to critically important issues while the rest of the country's justice system remains in limbo. And of course, after President Lopez Obrador put our government's relationship with both ambassadors in pause last week, Canada quickly released a statement rephrasing their stance, while the United States did not. But now, U.S. Ambassador Ken Salazar has offered a press conference yesterday, and in which he insisted that there are concerns abroad about the reform. Although ultimately, he said, it's a decision that is and will be taken by the Mexican government. There are many concerns, he emphasized. It's like, it's your business, it's your choice, but we're really worried. You make the decision, but we're really worried. Why is the United States so invested in sticking its nose in other countries' business? Well, it's a mystery to me. But of course, it's not as simple as that. These decisions have important impact on international investors in the currency exchange and so forth and so on. So I don't mean to undermine the U.S. concerns about the judiciary reform. There are just proper channels to express those concerns, and Ambassador Salazar was clearly out of place in making the statements that he made, and he's not owning up to them. That's just the way it goes. Hold on just a second. And now we get into freaky news number one, the Uber birth. This is not something that affects our well-being, but it's just freaky. 2 days ago, shortly after 12 at noon, a woman gave birth in an Uber, claiming that the IMSS clinic, the Mexican Social Security Institute clinic on Medina Asensio, refused her medical emergency service. And when her child was born, she had to enter the hospital walking, as the hospital did not volunteer a stretcher or a wheelchair. Needless to say, this shocked a lot of people. How is it that a local clinic would refuse a woman that kind of attention? In a statement, the clinic explained that the woman had gone to the hospital earlier in the morning on that day, and she was examined, and the medical team did not detect an imminent birth, so she was sent back home. And when she came back, and she was taken care of according to guidelines. That's what the hospital said. But the hospital did not explain why the patient had to walk from the Uber to the clinic after giving birth just moments prior to that. Now, you're probably wondering, is this common or uncommon? I actually don't know the answer to that. All I know is that it is freaky. It is just too weird. And speaking of too weird, did I put that news? No, I saved that news item for tomorrow. I have an I have to tell you because I pre-announced it. I might as well do it. Speaking of freaky, let me finish. Paco, focus. Let me finish the main block of news, and then I'll tell you a weird bit of news that I pre-announced. Let's now turn over to freaky number two. And again, this has nothing to do with us, but I think it's freaky because I've been there. It is impossible to visit Tlaquepaque in Guadalajara's metropolitan area without a stop at El Parian, with its many cantinas and restaurants and live mariachi and traditional dance performers. It is a must for visitors. And I've eaten there a number of times and I love it. But then yesterday afternoon, without warning, part of the ceiling at El Parian came down, just like that. The good news is that there were no people sitting under that particular spot, so no one was harmed. And early reports suggest that rain may have accumulated on the roof and it was not able to find a draining spot, so the water simply added to the weight of the structure. And again, a security camera captured the exact moment in which the incident took place at 2:58 p.m. yesterday afternoon, and it is just freaky to watch. I've sat at those tables many a times. They surround the whole block, and it is not a pretty sight. There you go. And of course, I'll go back to El Parian in my next visit, but watching this last night totally gave me the freaks. And according to the weather experts, September will be the rainiest month in the summer. Let us switch over to our weather forecast. And while I turn it on, I didn't even turn it on in time. Let me tell you about that other weird news that I pre-announced and that I decided to change till tomorrow. Apparently, President Maduro in Venezuela has decided to advance Christmas. I forget the exact date. I think it's sometime in October. But Venezuela has decided that Christmas is going to be earlier. So if you want to have 2 Christmases this year, all you have to do is go to Venezuela and then go to wherever the rest of the world will celebrate Christmas in December. And here I was thinking that the only weird government people or government wannabe people were living in the United States. Let's take a look at the weather. You really have to make an effort for your live service game to get shut down after just 11 days. I have no idea what this is about. Some video game must have been suspended. I don't know. But what I do know is that we are enjoying 29 degrees right now. Humidity is at 62%. And our weather forecast says that today we'll have mostly clear skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 55%, a high of 32, and a low of 23. Then tomorrow, we can expect mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 73%, a high of 32, and a low of 23. And finally, Friday, we'll have rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 81%, a high of 32, and a low of 23. Now, oh my goodness, I see this comment, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, I might as well just see it or talk about it now because this is Kathy Lay, who's involved with the PER project, and she's been contacting me to get someone for the PER project to join us in the spotlight, and I'm really happy that we're going to have a little spotlight interview sometime in October, I believe, but I'm very much looking forward to that. Let me now tell you about these other things that I prepared, starting with this one. Just to unfreak you a little bit, I found this beautiful aerial image on the Facebook page of Puerto Vallarta, our city. And what I liked about it is that it clearly shows the path of the Rio Cuale, starting with, oh, Paco, don't have a pothead moment right now. This is the bridge. In this, I'm having a moment. Oh my, Paso Ancho, that's what it is. This is the community of Paso Ancho. And then, of course, the river continues moving towards the mountains. And I would think that El Moro Paraíso is somewhere around here. And then up here is Canopy River, which we just talked about. Their beautiful Sunday brunch, Saturday and Sunday brunch. But this is my area to walk. The walk from here to here is roughly about 1 hour. And I love it because it's beautiful flat terrain. And I thought you would appreciate seeing this photograph. Again, maybe not so much right now, certainly not in the middle of the day, but walking this walk is a great way to charge energies and decompress from the city. And of course, if you walk out there, you can prearrange a taxi to come pick you up on the way back. That's what I usually do. And then this gave me such a big smile this morning. Just yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about great traditional food to enjoy during September, which is our Mexican Independence Month. And this morning, Carmen Porras from Oculto told me that our emblematic dish, chiles en nogada, the dish to enjoy during Mexico's Independence Month, will be available for takeout at Oculto every Saturday this month from 11 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All you have to do is visit the Facebook event, and I'm going to include this in the show notes, where you will find a link to place your order in advance. Of course, you have to place your order by Thursday in order to get your chiles by Saturday. So all the orders that are placed by tomorrow will be honored in 2 days, this coming Saturday. Chiles will be 350 pesos each, and I'm happy to vouch wholeheartedly for these chiles en nogada when Carmen and Claudia recently offered their dinner focusing on the cuisine of the state of Puebla. They featured chiles en nogada, and Carmen graciously treated me to a take-home chile. And it arrived, she brought it to my own house. Carmen, muchas gracias. Mwah. And the chile was ready to eat. It came with all the necessary salsa, the piquant sauce that you put over it, and pomegranates and so forth and so on. So it is a great, great deal. And let's see, what else do I have? Last but not least, actually I have two more things to tell you about. Of course, yesterday I was so happy that Angela Kelleher reached out to me, and she says, I hear you have a spot on the spotlight, so I would love to come in and do an interview with you. And Angela is a very highly appreciated person here in Puerto Vallarta. She's the director of the Qualis Spay Neuter Clinics, and she will share important information with us about an upcoming rabies training event, free clinics happening around town, and other important topics. I think it is awesome. I look forward to conversing with her in just a few hours. We'll be in person and live from the Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork at 4 o'clock. If you would like to join us and get to know her and meet her in person, you are more welcome to stop by the Joint. I only ask that you do this before 4 o'clock. The broadcast starts at 4, which is when the cafe closes its doors to the public. So if you arrive after 4 o'clock, there will be nobody to open the door for you because we will be broadcasting live. So you're welcome to join us, or you're welcome to watch from your own home. And of course, last but not least, a final reminder, tomorrow, my presentation of Mexico's Soulful Storytellers will also happen at the Joint Boutique Hotel at 5 o'clock. Here we examine the songs of Agustín Lara, Consuelo Velázquez, Armando Manzanero, José Alfredo Jiménez, and the highly fashionable and scandalous Juan Gabriel. And we will be looking at the lyrics, translating the lyrics so that we can get not only into the songs, but also the context in which the songs were released when they were released. So with all that said, we made it. And I ended up with a bunch of news for tomorrow that I didn't get a chance to talk to you about. But let's switch over to our comments section. Yes, itchy beard. And that's all good to me. I hope it's okay with you that I scratch my beard. Good morning, says many people. Lots of hellos and happy hump days. This one from Sue from Fluvial. More good thoughts. Oh, thank you very much, Karen. I am definitely feeling better. Much better. As soon as everything was eliminated, I was fine and back to normal. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I feel jealous. I wish I was poolside. Marie, have me over for a cocktail. Oh, dear. Poolside sounds wonderful. Laura is counting days. 53 days to go. I love it. Almost all species of wildcats are highly endangered. I was not aware of this, but this is important information to know. Of course, I pay attention to the species here in Mexico, and of course, the jaguar is right around the corner. In fact, they have been spotted by security cameras up in Conchas Chinas. I mean, they are everywhere, which doesn't mean there's a lot of them to go around. But yes, it's not uncommon to spot them here in the sierras near Puerto Vallarta. Another counter, 57 days for me. First sunset with drink in hand and feet in the sand. I love it. And another counter, Alan, 20 days. How exciting. Comments about the United States, which we're going to omit. And Betsy says, oh my God, Tlaquepaque. I mean, anyone that has been there. You know, the odds of something like that happening whenever one happens to be there are not, they're nil. It wouldn't happen, but when you see it happening, it really makes you feel it is scary. Wonder about structural damage, must have been building up and then gave out. Scary. Well, you know, the government's not stupid. I am sure that after this very freaky situation, they'll go up and inspect every inch or every centimeter of the structure. Why? Because El Parian has got to be the most important tourism destination in Tlaquepaque and one of the top, 5 tourism destinations in all of Guadalajara metropolitan area. So I would not be scared to go back simply because, the government's not stupid. I'm sure they're going to inspect every inch of it. And yes, it's fortunate that nobody got injured, Dale. I mean, this happened in the middle of the day. So, my goodness. Angela, here she is. So excited to be joining you later today. So much to talk about. I totally agree. I want you to have enough time to tell us all about your projects and ways in which people can connect with you and get involved. That is the most important part for me of the spotlight, that the audience have an opportunity to ask pertinent questions and for them to be able to follow up directly with you. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Boom, boom, boom. There's a queue. I guess you can take the bus to that beautiful hiking trail. Is that the same road where that little kid joined you a little while back? The answer is, yes. The answer is yes. Now I remember that. And you are absolutely correct, Frank. There is a bus line that goes past Paso Ancho and continues halfway through to Moro Paraíso and points beyond. And I think that bus stops right at Farmacia Guadalajara or across from Farmacia Guadalajara at the intersection with Insurgentes in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. It is not a bus that travels frequently. I personally haven't ever taken the bus bid because I would probably run out of patience waiting for it. I think it goes by every 45 minutes or so. So the way I look at it, me being a walker, is like by the time I wait for the next bus, I will have almost reached my destination. But in short, yes, the answer is it's the same road and there is a bus available. Eric says, looking forward to your visit this week. Oh my God, yes. We're going to have so much fun. I've been talking about this. I've been pre-recording, and I have already pre-recorded 2 walking tours for you to enjoy on Friday and Saturday as I am heading south to Cuyutlan to visit my dear friend and community partner, Eric, from the Joint Hotel. He is having the great grand reopening of a hotel down there. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Okay, I will do one of these only because, just because. That was my first thought as well. Who is the United States to be criticizing other courts? Ha ha ha. Well, I have nothing to add to that very, very important question. Oh, dear. And this is Coffee and Headlines for today. A whole half hour. My gosh. And there were still some things that I left in my tomorrow folder to share with you tomorrow. So, as always, thank you very much for chiming in. Thank you very much for your comments, for your company, for your questions. It is what I appreciate the most, as it gives me inspiration for new topics to bring to the table. I hope you have a great day. I look forward to seeing you this afternoon at the Café Rio at the Joint Boutique Hotel. If you can swing by and say hello in person, that would be awesome. If not, hopefully we'll see you live. And if not, I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.